Alright, in this video we're going to do something a little bit different because I am getting a little bit backed up, literally and metaphorically, with traffic here. Not only on the desk, as you can see, we're like 1, 2, 3, 4 rows deep here, and 5 over here. There's a 5th row. So the desk is getting very cluttered. Amazon is taking their sweet old time with my display case. I think when I get that, I'm gonna do a video. Maybe I'll get a stand for the camera and point it up at the wall up there and just do each car one at a time as I put them in the case, talk about each one for a little bit. But that's the future. The case has shipped, so it's on its way. Just about being patient. But I do have like 14 cars that I have to unbox that have just been sitting and waiting, and some of them have been sitting for like 2 weeks almost now. And I've just been getting a little bit overwhelmed with trying to find a theme for some of this stuff in here and trying to piece together what I want to do. So I figured it's Friday, what the heck, let's have some fun. So what I did was I took all 14 cars and put them in a trash bag. And what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to just close my eyes and pick at random 5 cars for this video. So we'll get started on that with our first one. So I'm gonna look away and reach into the bag and kind of root around a little bit and grab whatever comes out. It is a 1971 Chevy Corvette from the Greenlight Norman Rockwell series. This is series number 3. So if you don't know who Norman Rockwell is, he's a famous painter, and I guess these cars are like inspired by Norman Rockwell paintings. This being astronauts, you've got, 71 Corvette. Car that came out, during the time of the early ages of space exploration. So it's got red, white, and blue stripes on it. It gives it a very NASA feel. So we'll get this out of the box, get it up on the lift, and take a closer look at it. Okay, here we go with our 1971 Corvette. Very excited to be adding a 3rd generation Corvette. The 3rd generation ran from 1968 all the way up to 1982. So this was the generation that saw the emissions choke out. Fortunately, this being in 1971, this is prior to catalytic converter ages. So this still had, massive amounts of horsepower, extremely fast. Having a little trouble getting this to sit perfectly level on the lift here. I think it's because the axles on this car are a little bit narrow. I noticed that. Gives it a very tucked in look. Goodyear GT radials on there. Not sure if those are factory wheels or not, but they look really nice, so I'll take it. Coming around to the side here, of course, we've got all our details right where they should be. Even down to the door handles up on the side there. So the door handle actually was horizontal, if you will, as opposed to being flat on the outside of the door. You can take a look under the hood there. Of course, being a Corvette, the hood opens backwards. That should be, according to our hood there. If we can focus on that. Can we get a good look there? Come on. That is a 454. I believe, I could be mistaken, but I think that is designated as the LS6, this 454 in the early 70s. Corvettes, Chevelles, and what have you. I think it was called the LS6, not in the LS like a modern day, LS1, LS2, or LS3, whatever you would find in a newer GM. This was just designated as the LS6. It just happened to be the letters were LS for that 454 engine block. So we'll get our hood closed here. Looks very good with the hood closed. I've always loved Corvettes. They're one of my, top favorite cars of all times, any year. I'm noticing, yeah, these axles are really narrow on this car, and the wheels are very narrow too. That's not really ideal. Kind of makes it look a little weird with the amount of fender gap it has. That's strange. But either way, it looks great. Paint looks nice. Good looking car. Yeah, we've got the blue, white, and red, or red, white, and blue stripe there. Like I said, gives it a very NASA look to it. So, yeah, very cool car. We will get this stowed. I guess we'll just start adding to row number 5 here. A little bit out of frame, but it's there, trust me. And oh, we'll take a look at the card too. So this is the Norman Rockwell painting that this car is kind of, I guess, inspired by. So there they are together. Pretty cool. And then on the back, it has the other 6, or other 5, I should say, Norman Rockwell paintings that have a car to go with them. And this is series number 3. So very cool card. I wish the green lights had a little hookup here. I would totally just take all of my cards and start thumbtacking them to the wall or something, but I don't know. Eventually I'll devise a strategy to display them or store them in a more orderly manner than just in a stack in a drawer. So we'll get this Corvette over here with a couple other Chevys and stick our hand in the bag and find our next car for the video. And again, I'm looking completely away across the room. Let's go with this. What is it? It's another green light. This is the Barrett Jackson 2020 Chevrolet Corvette C8 convertible. So another Corvette. Can't really complain about that. Like I said, I love Corvettes. Yeah, great looking car. Let's get it out of the box. Here we go. And being that this is a C8, and I've done a C8 in a previous video from Auto World, actually, this guy right here, a hardtop. Not gonna spend all night talking about this thing. It is an absolutely sick looking car, though. I think the mid-engine layout for the new Corvettes is really just revolutionary for the car, you know, for the history of the car. It's I think I said this in the last one, but the C8 really just makes me think of GM just sticking their tongue out at Ferrari and saying, you know, anything you can do, we can do cheaper. Our lift is having some issues here. There we go. I don't know if you saw that on camera, but one of the posts was coming out of the lift, about to drop a very expensive car. Oof. Could you imagine being a mechanic, having a brand new Corvette up on the lift and it starts collapsing? Bad day. This is really cool. One thing I noticed about this car, you can actually see the brake calipers behind the wheels. You have red brake calipers and then the silver rotor back there detailed in, and they do seem to move with the wheels. They move independently, actually. Interesting. Someone forgot to tighten the brake calipers. And bad day for this guy. No, but anyway, very cool looking car. It looks like we have maybe real lenses for our headlights, as well as details painted on top of them. There's our Corvette emblem on the front. No opening hood on this casting, although you know what I am seeing? This is, I think, my only green light casting that has a spoiler and it isn't messed up. I think I've noticed every single green light casting I have with a spoiler, the spoiler is like folded down into the back of the car. And I think that happens from the way they package them, so there's really no avoiding it. Which is kind of disappointing, but is what it is. But yeah, this is this is part of the Barrett Jackson series, so we have a little bit on the back here about this car. This is sold as a charity to benefit United Way for Southeastern Michigan. This was the first retail production of the all-new 2020 mid-engine C8 Corvette convertible. 495 horsepower, 470 foot-pounds of torque, yahoo! Making it the most powerful production Stingray ever. It is powered by the all-new 6.2-liter LT2 V8 engine, a no-compromises powerhouse that's been architecturally transformed to sit lower for improved handling. The vehicle includes the 3LT package, black exterior, black seats with red trim, red seat belts, GT2 seats, 8-speed dual-clutch automatic transmission, rear spoiler, performance data recorder, and the Z51 package. That's why I don't normally read these. That was a mouthful. But this one sold for $400,000. And if we take a look real quick, you can see a bit of the red interior detail in there. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, quite a car. So we'll get our cards stored away in the drawer there. And we'll move on to number 3. We'll stick this with our other Corvette. And again, I'm not looking, just grabbing at random. I know there's quite a few Corvettes in there, so I'm going to try to avoid doing all Corvettes. Alright. This is a cool one. So, number 3, we have a 1969 Chevrolet Yanko Nova. Quite a mouthful there. This is part of the Greenlight Muscle series, series 24. We have a few cars from this series. We have the 70 Challenger RT Hemi. That's my convertible Challenger back here, the blue one. You can't see that. This guy. We have the 79 Ford Mustang Cobra in Tangerine. That's this one right here. The 2018 Dodge Charger SRT Hellcat. Don't have that one. The 2019 Shelby GT350. I think that's this guy, right? Or is this the 2016? Nope, this is the 2019. So this guy right here. So that's what? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I don't have the 21 Mach 1. But we have 4 cars from Series 24 from the Greenlight Muscle series now. So that's pretty cool. We'll get this out of the box so we can get a closer look at it. Let's fix our lift up here. And here is our 69 Yanko Nova. Or is it Copo Yanko? It's Yanko Copo. So Yanko being the dealership in PA, like this guy. I think this is a Yanko. And then we also did that Johnny Lightning 2-pack of the Yankos. I don't feel like finding them right now. Go back and watch the video. So this is another Yanko. This is the Nova. Great looking car. Of course, there's our Yanko SC detail on the back there. These look quite a bit like American Racing torque thrust wheels. Obviously very common wheels on muscle cars. Does this have an opening hood? Yes, it does. Let's see if we can pop that open for you. Ooh, yeah. Not quite. Oh, there we go. Yep, it opens. And can we focus on it? There we go. Not sure what that is in there. It looks... Honestly, there's enough detail in there to almost make it out. It looks like a big block. There's some pretty big valve covers on there. They look pretty wide. So we'll say this is a big block car. great, great, great looking casting. I don't have too many Novas, so I'm always excited to add a Nova to the collection, this being a fastback. I think my other one is this Comp Cams gasser. Only 2 Novas in the collection. Moving around to the back, we've got our Nova badge there on the side of the trunk. Very, very cool looking car. Get the hood closed. Not sure if this is not sure what pet left that hair, but yeah, great looking car. Trying to see. Oops, real quick, just want to apologize. My camera just ended the recording of, I guess, what's going to be the first half of this video, so I'm going to try to graph these 2 videos together in my editing app. Hopefully I can. If not, we're going to have part 2. But anyway, yeah, this is our excuse me. This is our Yanko Nova. I went over most of the stuff on the back of this card before I even opened it. Again, being a green light, there's not really much to see, not really many fun facts to go over. But if you want to know a bit more about Yankos, you can check out my video on this guy. So there's the Yanko. This is a Vega Stinger. And I believe it was this one. This is the Yanko, right? Yes. The 67, excuse me, Yanko Camaro. I think actually that was the Baldwin Motorsports one. Where's the Yanko? Let's find it somewhere in this parking lot. Here it is. I believe this was the 67 Yanko. Either way, another Yanko for the collection. Very cool. Now, for this video, we are doing completely random. So I believe that was number 3. So we'll do number 4 now. Start digging around in the bag. Ooh, I've wanted to open this one. I really wanted to open this one for a while. This is a 1984 GMC Sierra Classic. So this is a green light, if you can see that there. Part of the Great Outdoors series number, what does that say? Come on, focus on it. Series number 1. I guess I could have just read that to you. It does have this big ugly tent on the back, but if you take a closer look at it, it looks like that's just going to come off. I have no interest in this tent. It's ugly and stupid looking, but the truck is gorgeous. It's an 84 GMC Sierra Classic. Very, very nice looking. I have an 84 and an 85 Chevy pickup trucks from Auto World. So this is my first Chevy pickup truck from Greenlight. Full-size Chevy pickup truck from Greenlight, I should say. So we'll get this opened up and onto the lift. All right, here we go. And look at this thing. What a beautiful truck. And just as I had hoped, the big ugly tent does come right off. So, well, I don't know. Maybe our race car driver from the other one can go camping there with his motorcycle. Yeah, great looking truck. Absolutely stunning. It looks like we've got an opening hood here. So let's see if we can get that popped open if it hasn't been painted shut. Seems painted shut. That's all right. I already know what's in there. It's a small block Chevy. Right, this is a 1500. And it doesn't say, and I don't have my glasses, so I can't really tell. But either way, great looking truck. It's going to look great with the 84 and 85 Silverados. One thing I do want to point out that I've noticed about this, as well as the two K10 Silverados, the bed is actually a separate piece. So let's see if you can see the light through there. The bed is actually a separate cast piece from the cab. So I've always thought that was a really cool detail. It just gives a little bit more realism to it. I absolutely love to see stuff like that. This is a gorgeous color for this truck. I really love it. Being that it's a green light, we're struggling a little bit with our tires, not too much. Those are, what are those? BF Goodrich All-Terrains? Yes, they are. Old school KOs. Great tires. I run BF Goodriches on all my vehicles. We've got our GMC badge on the tailgate there. This does not have an opening tailgate, unfortunately, but quite alright. I guess that's probably because it comes with a big ugly tent. Yeah, we can keep our focus here. Great looking truck. This is the Sierra Classic. So I think the Classic is like a mid-range trim level. You know, this might have power windows, might not, who knows. Well, I guess if you had one, you would know. Comment and let me know. Yeah, not much to look at as far as anything with the card, except for we got the back here. Let's focus, come on. These, I think, all come with tents on them, which is interesting, I guess. But there's a 64 Volkswagen Samba bus, 69 Plymouth Satellite station wagon. I guess that might be cool without a tent on it. 84 Sierra, 2020 Jeep Gladiator. We just did a Gladiator. I don't know if I need another one. 21 Tahoe and a 21 Bronco. Not too much interest in most of this stuff. Maybe the Gladiator if it's a cool paint job, and maybe that Satellite. But we'll get that card tucked away. Whoops. Easy there. Take another good look at our truck here. Again, this is a really long casting. This is a long bed as opposed to this one, the Auto World, which seemed to be a short bed. Not exactly 100% sure on the length. I'm sure I could break out my ruler and do the math to figure out the scale, figure out what length the bed is. Here's our GMC badge there on the front. I've always liked GMCs just a little bit more than Chevys when it came to trucks. I feel like GMCs just look a little bit nicer. I don't know, maybe they were a little bit more luxurious. So yeah, we will get this. Let's move, got a lot of cars coming into row 5. They're working their way into frame here. We'll put this one over here, out of the way. Yeah, I really like that truck. Move that back a bit. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll do one more. We'll keep from going too long on this video. I can see in the bag. It's a big bag. Give it a quick shake, make sure it's nice and shuffled up. Oops. All right. We've got another, nope, we've got stuff spilling everywhere. We've got another Chevy truck from Greenlight. This is a 1990 Chevy S10. I've done an S10 on here before. I did the 83 S10, this guy here. So, not really too much difference between the two. This was probably a fuel-injected motor as opposed to the 83 being carbureted. So let's get it out of the box, take a look at it. So here is our 1990 Chevy S10. Great looking truck. I love the color combination, again with the gold and black. Really matches great with the Sierra. Might have to put those two next to each other. Yeah, this is a later model, so there are some very, very, very slight differences in the front ends of these trucks. Well, maybe not. The only real thing differentiating these two is, aside from the color, this casting does come with a little tonneau cover, so that's pretty neat. You can see very closely, if you look underneath the headlight right there, there's actually a little red badge. That should be a badge that says 4.3 liter fuel injection. It was a big deal back in the late 80s and early 90s when these went to fuel injection. It wasn't much of a fuel injection system. It was basically a carburetor, but instead of a carburetor, you had two little fuel injectors underneath or above the throttle plate that just sprayed fuel into the throttle. And they were pretty much impossible to kill. And, you know, if it ever didn't start, it was the easiest thing to diagnose because all you had to do was take the air cleaner off and see if you were getting fuel or not. And if you weren't, there's your problem. So, yeah, great little trucks. It was not a powerful engine, but it was definitely a workhorse. You know, great looking truck though. These early 90s S10s and the 80s model S10s are really becoming hard to find. When I had mine, they were still, you know, you could grab one for $2,000 or less, but now you can't find one in decent condition for less than $5,000 to $6,000. You know, people are starting to realize what these things are worth. They're getting to a collector's age, becoming classic trucks. Again, being a green light, we seem to have missed with our paintbrush on the wheels there. Going down the assembly line a little too fast. But again, being a car this small, toy car this small, you can't always expect perfection. Honestly though, it's a great looking truck. Lots of detail. Looks like we have black interior on this one as opposed to the 83, which had red interior. There's our S10 badge on the fender. If we can focus on it. There we go. Yeah, great looking casting. Always excited to add another Chevy truck to the collection. And we'll take a look at our card real quick. This is part of the blue collar collection. I guess S10s are a blue collar truck, or at least a 1991 would be. So on the back here we've got our to-do list of trucks to find. Got a 68 F250, a 74 Jeep DJ5, a 76 Dodge B100, an 83 Chevrolet C20 Scottsdale. So I've mentioned that before, so that would be probably a lower trim level than a Silverado, and being a C20, so that's a two-wheel drive truck. The 1990 Chevy S10 and the 2017 Ford F-150. And then down there it's got a little to-do list. It says oil change, new wipers, air filter, and lunch. Gotta get lunch. I'll get that card tucked away in the drawer. So I think that'll about do it for our 5 random cars out of my bag here. I think maybe that'll be a thing that we can do for Fridays in the future. Real quick, I don't know if I have enough frame space here to bring out all 5 cars from this video, but we're gonna try. We are certainly going to try. Yeah, and I don't think my camera frame is quite wide enough for that. Yeah. Either way though. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like, leave a comment, and hit the subscribe button. And I'll see you in the next video.